Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to draw two elements, starting first with a whimsical tree. So you are just going to start by drawing sort of like an arrow, the top of an arrow having two lines connecting at the top like a triangle. But instead of connecting them with a straight line, you're going to connect them with jagged lines, all varying lengths. From there, you're going to do sort of the same thing, except you're not having the two lines connect as a point. You're going to start the lines from underneath the jagged lines from the previous drawing, and you're going to come down with those lines, making sure that they go a little bit outwards and not inwards. You then connect them with another set of jagged lines of varying lengths. This will indicate that the tree top is overlapping the next layer. Next, you're going to do the same thing, ensuring that each time you do a set of layers, you make it bigger than the last. So you're going to make these lines a little bit bigger than the ones before, connecting them again with jagged lines of varying lengths. I like to have a tall tree, so I'm going to add one more layer, again extending that line. This time I made it a little bit shorter to indicate it was the bottom of the tree. And finally adding a little stump, so just a rectangle with a line coming across and shading in a little spot to indicate that there is a shadow where the tree meets the ground. And there you have a whimsical tree. To begin coloring the tree, I would recommend starting by erasing your pencil lines just so that you don't see them in your final copy. You want to erase lightly so that you can still have a guide of where you're going to be drawing or coloring in your element, but you can erase them lightly. And then I would recommend going in with whatever utensil you have. I'm just using a highlighter for this example, but you can use a pencil crayon, you can use watercolor, markers, whatever. And you're just going to color in that section that you erased. When you are satisfied with the coloring, you're going to go in with a fine tip marker. You can use just a Sharpie or a black marker that you have around, or a pen, and you're going to outline that area to make it more pronounced. Now, you don't have to use a fine liner. You can just leave it colored in. I like to add it for some dimension. You're then going to go in and just complete that drawing, coloring each section in, making sure you're erasing those lines so you can't see them, and finishing off. You can also add at the end little circles around the trees to indicate like decorations or even snow. And you can get as creative with it as you want. And there you have a tree. Next, we're going to draw a cute snowman. It's super easy, super simple. You're going to first start with just a regular circle, but instead of having smooth lines, you're going to make it look like a little puff ball. So nice wiggly lines around it. And from there, you're going to add two little bracket lines coming out of the pom-pom. And from this point, you are going to connect those two lines with a rectangle, but instead of a straight lined rectangle, you're going to do the same thing as before, and you are going to make them squiggly lines, imperfectly perfect. Now you want to make sure each end is the same length, so I'm just going to fix my mistakes there. And from here on, you have a toque. So next you are going to do another set of brackets. So two curved lines on the side to indicate the head. Now you're not going to connect these with a straight line. You are again going to come in with a squiggly line, a rectangle if you will, that extends beyond the head just slightly and comes down. Now you're not going to connect these two lines just yet because you need to indicate sort of where the scarf is tied and is laying out. So you're going to do another sort of rectangle shape, more to the right or to the left, whatever you prefer, coming down beyond those original lines to indicate there is something that's tied and overlaying there. After that, you will then connect those lines, and there you have a scarf. Now the second to last step, you're going to do another set of curved lines or brackets, and there need to be the biggest lines, as usually the body is bigger than the head. And you come down. Now you can connect these two lines as like a shape of an oval, or you can do what I'm doing and draw a straight line to indicate that the snowman is on the ground, and again adding a little shadow or shading at the bottom to indicate that the snowman is blocking the light behind him and casting a shadow. Now, the final touches are adding the elements that make a snowman, which are little branch arms, which are little sticks with 3 tiny sticks at the end, some beady eyes, and a nose. Now you can do a carrot nose or just a oval like I did. And finally, a nice little smile. And there you have it, a cute little snowman. Very simple to make. Now, when it comes to coloring in a snowman, it's actually quite simple because snowmen are naturally, hopefully white, and not any other color, because that would indicate the snow is dirty. But you're going to start with outlining with this one. Again, I'm doing it quickly, but I would erase the pencil lines so you don't see them in your final product. And you don't have to color in the body or the head, as if you're doing it on a white paper, it's already white. If you have additional colors, you can do brown colors for the hands to indicate they're sticks, but I just colored them in there with an outline, and outlining all the rest of the elements of the snowman to make it pop a little bit. So what you can do, instead of just leaving it plain white, you can add a little bit of details, just some marks around the face and the head to indicate it's not just a perfectly flat white object. You can just add some extra details to indicate that it has some character. And after you're done outlining, and again, I would probably color in first before I outlined, but I'm just doing this quickly, you can add in the coloring in whatever pattern you would like. I'm just using pink and green today, and you can go ahead and color all of those elements in. I would suggest coloring the nose in with an orange to indicate a carrot, but there you have it, a very